Being an active team player in a squad or as an officer directly under a commander, it is crucial that you follow orders given to you for the benefits of the entire team. This does not mean you are not allowed or permitted to offer suggestions and recommendations to leadership to help advance the overall team's influence on the battlefield. It is best to practice your involvement with your team, utilizing forward and critical thinking. This is Hell Let Loose, taking the initiative.
Your tank.
Doesn't look like there's anyone at Salient 42.
Let me look.
Salient 42 is clear.
I've got some infantry running up to Salient. There's a squad here. Yeah, there's another squad running up.
It's by me. Someone take point. Bobsky Walker, since your riflemen take point.
Bobsky.
Or whatever your name
I'm ready
is.
to die.
Bobsky.
Oh.
Bob Skywalker.
Bob
What?
Skywalker. Yeah, Bob Skywalker.
Oh, whatever.
Bobsky.
Now, before we dive into this, I would like to provide the background of which I will be pulling my information from to support the school of thought I am going to present. I do indeed have a family member who was in the military. My sister, at the end of her high school years, enlisted. She was sent off to Fort Jackson, Columbia, South Carolina, for boot camp training. Speaking with her about her experiences during training provided some very useful methods to equip while in Hell Let Loose. She went into training in 2004, which was the early years of the Iraq War. She did say that her training exercises were very old school. They were still using methods and courses built around World War II conditions. They had to dig foxholes, stay in those holes for prolonged periods, and she had to crawl underneath barbed wire while live machine gun rounds were fired over her head. She knew people part of other units who were indeed shipped off to Iraq, and when they arrived, they were in shock for they were not trained for urban combat. Luckily, my sister was not one of the units to be shipped off, for she was part of the Army National Guard. Banned. This is a true story here. I'm not making any of this up. These are the photos she provided me with. I told her it's gonna be hard to make this professional, but at her core, she's a band geek, so... Oh man, alright, look it. I did ask her how she was trained, from how they are to approach a task, and how and when to engage the enemy. This is enlightening. I asked her a very straightforward question. Did they train you to kill the enemy? She said this: they taught us not to kneecap the enemy. If we are to engage, it is one shot, one kill. Aim for the chest. This is a humane way of dispatching your adversary. I found this to be an insight behind the eyes of a soldier. She did say their goal is not to kill, but if a threat does come into sight, it's either them or you. The main goal is to stay alive, not to engage the enemy in a needless skirmish.
Just advise your guys that their life is more important than getting kills right now.
Exactly. This is not a kill-death ratio game. It's about outsmarting the enemy.
It's keeping bodies in the point.
Your main objective is to stay alive. That's it.
To sum this information up given to me, military personnel are not murderers. They are not serial killers. They are not put out onto the field with the intent of massacring. They are tasked to push an objective, hold the ground, and do so with as little casualties on both sides of the fighting as possible.
Oh, we're holding this. We're the only squad up here. They got a Greyhound and artillery on us for 6 people.
Killing is a byproduct, not the goal of war. I share this with you for I did not want to take information from an article or even a book to present the guide I'm about to give to utilize in Hell Let Loose. I wanted to gather information from someone who was actually part of military training, and what no better way than my sibling. Defense. When tasked with holding a point, what majority of squads do is sit directly inside the circle and wait for the enemy to encircle them. I won't say this is a terrible idea, but there are multiple angles to look at here. Before we begin, some of this footage dates back to U5 through U7, though the principles apply. Taking a defense depends on the conditions presented to you. The terrain, the enemy's assault, where the next assaulting point is for your team, and how many squads are directed to defend. All of this is very dynamic, and it needs to be addressed in real time. It's always best to have a few backup garrisons around the point. You can put it inside the point, but artillery does have a chance to knock it down, so it's not advised unless it could be put inside a building. I play commander a lot. What majority of officers tend to do and want to do is assault. Honestly, I'm gonna break my voice real quick. I don't understand why this is, for I find defense to be a lot more intense, but that's usually what people want to do. They want to attack.
Alright, here's what I want to do, because I'm fucking tired of just getting our asses kicked. I want to swing out wide and be on the attack. I'm tired of being defense. That sucked.
It can be very difficult at times, but as a commander, it is your job to hold people back and filter them out as the conditions update. I have had plenty of matches where the enemy team will be spending tons of resources to take our point. When overwhelming odds come at us, I tend to instruct all squads to defend and send one squad with recon to go and assault.
Let Charlie and the recon deal with attacking then.
The thinking here is to have some pressure on their point, so they are forced to retreat back to defend. When you start getting reports in and seeing the attack lighten, that is when I would advise to start filtering squads out to help the assaulting team, be it tanks, recon, squads, anything that can be refocused always helps.
That's fine if you want to just spawn up to Cobru, help defend that area while everyone else just goes and assault.
Cobru factory is going down. Can you guys turn around and go back?
I'm gonna throw a reinforce on it. Stay on. Raccoon is being taken faster.
General rule of thumb is that you want at least 2 squads defending at all times. Sometimes 3. Remember, it's all situational. As long as the defense point is secured, you may want to move one defense squad up when the next point is about halfway to being captured. This will help assure the point will be taken. When the point is taken, order your assault squads to push the enemy out and have your defense squads set up and prepare for the next engagement. During all of this, take initiative and give a helping hand. While your squad leaders are busy fighting, make sure you are dropping supplies to set up garrisons yourself around the defense point.
Alright, move up, move up! Keep the pressure on him, go! He's dead.
Oh, he's dead? Alright, let's go.
Alright, move up.
I do understand the need at times to stand there and look at your map to gather information, though being an active commander is more complicated than giving orders and dropping bombing runs to kill the enemy. If max garrison limit is reached, do your team a favor and walk over to a garrison that is not needed and manually dismantle it. Using the dismantle garrison ability for 50 resources is a huge waste. Make the trip and take it out yourself.
Alright, can you place a garrison on Salient? And Charlie as well? And H, can you place a garrison behind you?
Yep. Lieutenant Garrison.
Commander, I advise you to walk up to Call Trail, or even the one that's right by you in C7 and just manually dismantle it.
Be sure to listen to your squad leaders as well. They are there to help you help them. If a squad is working on moving nodes up and you happen to be near a previous node, do yourself and the team a favor and take the nodes down yourself. Remember, you are not above performing manual labor. Be active on the logistics side. The goal is to outsmart the enemy, not exterminate. Squad leaders, make sure you have a handle on your squad and you are doing your part.
Mustang, the nodes are down.
While defending, if you are stationed with one other squad, be sure that you are covering the majority of the defense sector, not just the single cell of the defense point. If you are with 3 squads defending, then one of you can sit closer to the point while the other 2 squads scout about to try to spot the enemy's approach. Another tactic is to have 2 squads on defense with 1 recon squad. Do what's best given the conditions you have to work with. Every match and defense point is different. Here, I was directed to defend Chapel on Utah Beach. I do understand the map layout, so I figured unless they were brand new players, they are not going to be crossing the open field. I ordered my guys north to WN4, where there was plenty of cover. Sure enough, we met them there. There was one other squad tasked to defend. The reason why I brought my men north was to engage the enemy away from the point of defense. I do not want them to get close or encircle us. I want to control their behavior the best I can. I applied the same tactic in Keratin, north of Custom, by the river crossing. It was mainly my squad alone, with some stragglers coming and going, holding the bridge. A great indicator if you are doing well is when you take notice when the enemy is becoming more aggressive to break you. Stay disciplined and alive, for you are now being targeted as a real threat to them. You are controlling their behavior by forcing them to spend large amounts of resources on your squad alone, which in turn takes the focus off the assaulting squads. The best defense is a good offense.
They're really spending their artillery on our position over here.
Well, it is pretty
Yeah,
we're giving
they
them
are.
a hard time, man. We really are.
That's good. Six people are a threat to them.
I'm not quite sure how for us to do this.
That's how you know. That's how you know you're doing good. When they're
We have to
spending a
get
lot
some
of
sort of attack
resources
going,
on
too.
like just a few people.
Assault. During a round in Herkin Forest, we had 2 points right next to each other. Salient 42 and Logging Camp. The commander had the majority of his officers push their lines directly into the enemy lines, head to head. A few of us took notice of this and decided to go another route. I was not ordered to, but I decided to go ahead and push my men through enemy lines just north of the point, and slowly wrap around the back end of the point to try to cut off reinforcements. 2 other squads, Able and Negate, were north of my squad cutting off their northern HQ and tank depot. Oddly enough, we were called out on this behavior, though upon quickly explaining the situation, the complaint was redacted.
Hey, why is the Alpha Squad so far away?
I don't know, why you guys are up there so long?
We're
You guys
cutting
had,
them off.
like, you guys need to come. Are you? Okay, so there's actually, like, they're there?
Yeah, we're taking on outposts and stuff that are back here.
Alright, good.
If we all
Copy
just
that.
rush the point, all you get is a cluster. So we'd rather just cut them off so they can't get to the point.
Oh,
Alright.
cluster.
It was working. We were taking out spawn points and the northern assault squads turned south and we began pushing them from behind the point, while the main army was slowly pushing deeper into the point. By this time, everyone knew it was over. We steamrolled this match in 30 minutes. Had we gone with the main army and fight head to head, the fight might have been more bombastic and brutal, but the outcome may have been different.
That was a quick game.
That was fast. Good job, everyone.
As my sister said, the goal is not to kill the enemy. The goal is to take ground and hold the ground. It's resource-based. If you dismantle their infrastructure, you cut off their reinforcements. Always make sure you are working as a team with your commander, other officers, and your squad itself. Your men are extensions of you. Delegate their tasks accordingly. If there is a tank in the field, work with your AT to take it out. If you have a medic, cover them so they may pick people up and keep pushing. Be the eyes and director for your men.
Medic, you got a guy right above you on my ping. Following him. Turn around. Turn around. He's facing you. He's dead. Whoever shot him, good job.
To mirror the cousin of this video, my short film, Controlling the Violence, when taking a leadership role, make sure you have your emotions under control. When the situation gets bleak and your fellow leaders are giving everything they have to turn the tide, stay positive. Do not belittle someone if something is not going your way.
Let me see if I can confirm.
Like artillery? You're not gonna hurt the tank with artillery.
Scare the fuck out of it.
Yeah, it's kind of a waste of munitions.
Yeah, don't do that.
Alright, we'll work on some nodes for you.
You're getting 0 across the board right now.
I can read, you dipshit. Thank you.
Cool. Okay, so I'm telling you.
Do you just call us a dipshit when I said I'm gonna make a munitions squad for him? Fuck this asshole.
Perhaps, Bravo, if you ran your squad properly and knew the game, you would have nodes down far away from the point in the furthest sector that you can. And you wouldn't be stuck in this losing ass situation that I just joined into. I've had arty runs with 84 kills in a row.
We're going up into C, I guess.
y'all
Oh
are
shit, I
fucked
gotta
off.
do munitions.
Congratulations
Support.
on your video game achievements.
The main task of any leader is to improve the situations they have to work with. Speed, efficiency, safety, productivity. These are yours and yours alone to improve and get a handle on. A leader is not someone who makes decisions. A leader arrives at decisions based on the information and data presented to them. With this thinking, if a member on your squad has an idea, be sure to listen to them. Going back to Utah Beach, my engineer noticed that resource nodes could be brought up to gain more per minute. I admit, since I was tasked with defending, resource nodes were not on my mind. When he began talking with our support player, I took a moment and listened to what he had in mind.
I'll redeploy and destroy our old nodes, and you build an F8. We can do that.
We got.
Wait, we have
want me to move supplies upwards?
I'm gonna deploy a supply node at F8, and then I'm gonna redeploy at main base at north.
Capturing
and destroy
ground
our
fields.
old nodes.
Beautiful.
F8 ahead of time, which is what I'm doing right now.
Make sure you guys.
And then we'll get the
inside the
plus
circle.
10 nodes.
Hold up for right now, because they're taking drowned fields. If we take that, we can go get plus 15.
I'll put it down just in case.
And once you pull slowly straight forward.
Someone needs to be at base to destroy the nodes anyways.
Yeah, Fox, let's get in there if we can.
Hold off, because that's a lot of work, which is good. But if we take that next point, I'd rather than just save that and just be efficient with it and just move it up right away.
I'll put the supplies at drowned fields, like at the border, but I'll redeploy at main base.
Okay. Yeah, you can prep the supplies. You know, get near the plus 15 area. Because right now, I mean, we're holding chapel. They're taking fields. It's looking good. You can go if you go to like the move marker. You can put them right there, and then we can just get it right on the road.
I mean, the Germans.
Yeah, or even where you're at right there.
You don't kill the fucker that's just in it. Fuck it. Never mind.
I like the plan ahead of
Yeah,
time.
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good forward thinking right there.
We ended up working together and moving the resource nodes up to give the commander 15 per minute nodes, which he was grateful for.
Command, we are moving the nodes up to get plus 15 right now.
Okay, munitions down.
Right next to our. Oh hell yeah! Thank you so much.
Yeah, we desperately need manpower nodes too.
Yeah, working on all of it.
Thanks, man.
We're doing
Appreciate it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
This is the type of initiative I advise to use. This is the purest form of forward thinking. Nobody had to tell him to check the resource output level. Nobody instructed him to do anything with the nodes. He himself noticed an improvement that was needed and took action and put it upon himself to do it for the team. If you are in a leadership role when this happens, make sure you encourage this behavior and mentality. At the same time, I did have another request from another member on my squad who wanted to go on the assault. He suggested that we attack from the north to south, for it was clear.
Down fields. Drowned fields. Sit on drowned fields.
I swear, let's push north towards the next point.
I had to put a stop to it because we needed to stay on defense. You have to work together with the common objective in mind. Do not deviate from your immediate goal.
No, I want to sit because most people want to go on assault. So
We capped,
I want to sit.
Initiative can be a double-edged sword. You may want to take a task upon yourself to do, but it may compromise the original task you were put on to do. Discipline is key to understanding when or when not to perform a task. In real life as well as in Hell Let Loose, any role or task you are given, be mindful of areas that you can directly improve. Don't hesitate to take opportunities that present themselves given the proper conditions. You are to be a leader, and leaders inspire. A great approach to leadership is to lead by initiative.
Hold! Wait for it to explode!
Yeah, I think
Hang a left, hang a
Alright,
left.
go!
Once you guys that Garrison, it's like, wait, what's right next to the tank? It's just on the opposite side of it.
In the trench! Come on!
Yes.
Yeehaw.
Nice!
I'm dismantling their supplies.
Nice work.
Good shit, brother.
Don't ever say I wasn't on the front lines.
Is it clear?
It is clear.
It's clearing. It looks like it is now. I can look at the last view. Oh my god, we did it. This game's won.
We might have it.
I did not think
That's insane. Stay.
Dude, that's
Oh, we had to hold for another minute, 40 seconds anyway.
big ups, bros. Holy cow.
Alright, keep pushing then. Keep pushing.
So, yeah, we got a good perimeter.
Let's get the last cap.
Good job, guys. That was the hardest play I think I've ever had to do.
Oh, Artie's coming. Watch out.
Which was the early years of the Iraq. I just can't win tonight. I cannot win tonight. Had we gone with the main army and fight head to head, the fight might have been more that's like Beaker from Sesame Street. That's what I sound like. By forcing them to spend large amounts of resources on your squad alone, which in turn takes the I had it. Oh, come on. And she had to crawl underneath barbed wire while live machine gun rounds. Damn it. Oh, come on, dude.